You ever have that moment where you are standing in a room full of people and you are listening to them talk and you realize something that hits you so hard, it almost knocks the breath out of you. Like you are surrounded by people, but somehow you've never felt more alone. And it's not because they are bad people, not necessarily. It's because they are operating on a completely different frequency than you are. They are playing a game you didn't even know existed. And you've been showing up as yourself this whole time, raw, authentic, unfiltered, and they have been performing every single conversation, every interaction, every moment of connection has been carefully curated. And now, for the first time, they are seeing it. They are realizing it. They are realizing that the person they've been dismissing, ignoring, isolating, or even mocking, was the only real thing in the room. And you were the only one who was real. Let me paint you a picture. I want you to really sit with this because I think you felt it. I think you've lived it. You are at work at a Tuesday afternoon. You are in a meeting that could have been in an email. And you're watching people talk in circles. Someone is explaining a concept with so much corporate jargon that the words have lost all meaning. That kind of words. They are saying things like circle back, leverage our synergies, or etc. And everyone is nodding. Everyone is nodding like they understand, like they have just heard the most brilliant strategic insight of a century. But you are sitting there and you know that no one in that room actually knows what's going on. You know that the person speaking is just repeating something they heard somewhere else. And it's almost hilarious. And you know that the people nodding are either too scared to admit they don't understand, or they are just as lost as the speaker is. And there is this part of you that wants to say something. Yeah, that part. There is this part of you that wants to stand up and just be honest. Hey guys, none of us know what we're doing. We're all just guessing. Can we just admit that and figure out together? But you don't. Because you know what happens when you do that. You know when you speak your truth, when you refuse to play the game, people don't know how to handle it. They've built their entire existence around this elaborate fiction. They've created roles for themselves, masks they wear so consistently that they have forgotten they are masks. And when you show up as yourself, when you refuse to wear one too, you become a mirror, my beloved mirror. And mirrors, people hate mirrors. People like that hate mirrors because mirrors show them the truth they have been running from. So you sit there, you keep your mouth shut, you watch the performance continue, and you feel that familiar hollow ache in your chest. That ache that says, is this really it? Is this what life is? Just a series of performances where everyone pretends to know what they are doing while secretly feeling just as lost as I do. And then you go home and you think about it. You can't help it. Yeah. And the thoughts just stays with you. It follows you around like a shadow. It's there when you're brushing your teeth. It's there when you're lying in bed trying to sleep. It's there in the stage of in that strange hour between 2 and 4 in the morning, when all the noise of the day finally fades and you are left alone with your own thoughts. And something shifts, something in your chest starts to get tight. It's not panic, actually, exactly. It's more like a kind of clarity. The kind of clarity that feels almost painful because it's so honest. You start to realize that the people you have been surrounding yourself with, the people you have been trying to impress, trying to fit in with, trying to be like, they are not actually that impressive. They are not actually that smart. They are just loud. They are just confident. And there is a big difference. Yeah. Confidence is a belief in yourself, but loudness is a substitute for substance. It's a way of filling the space that real knowledge and real depth should occupy. And you start to see it everywhere. You start to see it in your friends, the ones who always have something to say about everything, but never actually know what they are talking about. The ones who are always giving advice on subjects they've never studied, never experienced, never even researched. The ones who talk about politics, relationships, money, health, as they are experts, as they are got it all figured out. And what's wild is people listen to them. People take their advice seriously. People look up to them. And you are standing there thinking, are you serious? This person doesn't know a damn thing. I know more about this topic from a single YouTube video than they've learned in their entire lives. But you didn't say anything. You never say anything because you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the one who's always correcting people, always pointing out that the empire has no clothes. You don't want to be seen as difficult or arrogant or condescending. So you stay quiet, you hold it in, you go along with it, you laugh at jokes that are not funny, you agree with opinions that are shallow and ignorant. You smile and nod and pretend that you are okay with the mediocrity and the mindless conformity. And then something happens, something that changes everything. One day, you just cannot do it anymore. Exhaustion comes. Maybe it's a stupid thing that sets you off. Maybe someone says something so wildly incorrect that you physically cannot stop yourself from speaking up. Or maybe it's a bigger thing. Maybe someone accuses you of something you didn't do. Maybe someone undermines you. Maybe someone takes credit for your work. Yeah, that happened. And maybe someone lies about you. Maybe someone manipulates you. And you are just done. You are just done. You are completely done pretending. And you speak You tell the truth, the whole truth. Everything you've been holding in, everything you've been suppressing, everything you've been pretending not to see. And the response? Silence. It's silence. Just this incredibly loud silence that fills the room. And you can see it on their faces, the shock, the disbelief, the panic, because they didn't expect this. They didn't expect you to actually say something. They didn't expect you to break character. They didn't expect the quiet one, the one who always went along with everything, to finally stand up and refuse to play the game. But you did. And now they are looking at each other. They are looking around the room, and you can feel it. You can see it happening in real time. They are realizing something. They are realizing that they have been surrounded by idiots. No, rude. Sorry. They've been surrounded by people who were just as lost as they were, but who were better at pretending. Much better. They've been surrounded by people who were just as scared, just as insecure, just as confused, but who had mastered the art of looking like they knew what they were doing. And you were the only one who was real. You were the only one who didn't pretend to have all the answers. You were the one who said, I don't know, but let's figure it out together. You were the only one who admitted when you were scared, when you were the only one who asked questions instead of pretending to understand. You were the only one who actually listened instead of just waiting for your turn to speak. And they didn't. They didn't appreciate it. Not at first. Because it made them uncomfortable. Because your truth was a mirror, my beloved mirror. And they didn't like that, what they saw. But now they are starting to understand. Now they are starting to see what the person they dismissed was the only person in the room who had any real substance. The only person who was actually honest. The only person who wasn't trying to be something they were not. The only person who brought real value to the conversation. And the only person who actually cared about the truth instead of just winning an argument. And it's hitting them. It's hitting them like a ton of bricks. They are realizing that all the people they admired were just acting. All the people they looked up to were just playing a part. All the people they thought were so smart, so successful, were just better at faking it. And all the people they dismissed, all the people they overlooked, all the people they judged were the ones with real depth, the ones with real insight, the ones with real wisdom. And you're the one they dismissed, you are the one they overlooked, you are the one they judged. You are the one they didn't see, but they are seeing you now. They are seeing you with fresh eyes, and they are ashamed. They are ashamed of the way they treated you. They are ashamed of the things they said about you. They are ashamed of how they dismissed you, ignored you, made you feel like you were the problem. make you shrink yourself. They are ashamed that they were so caught up in their own performances that they couldn't see the truth standing in front of them. But it's too late. Yeah, it's too late for some of them. It's too late. Because you've moved on. You've grown. You've changed. You've stepped into your own power. You've stopped seeking validation from people who do not deserve to validate you. You've stopped trying to fit in with people who are never going to accept you anyway. You've stopped playing the game. You've stopped performing. You've stopped pretending in some ways. And now you're just yourself. Fully, completely, beautifully yourself. And you're not going back. Do you ever wonder how much of your life is spent performing? I mean, really think about it. Think about all the times you laughed at a joke that wasn't funny. Think about all the times you agreed with an opinion you didn't share. Think about all the times you smiled and nodded when you really wanted to scream. Think about all the times you said, "I'm fine," when you were anything but. Think about the times you pretended to know what someone was talking about when you had no idea. Think about all the times you toned yourself down, made yourself smaller, quieter, less noticeable, less threatening, less real. How much of your day is just a performance? How much of your life is just you playing a role? And ask yourself the scariest question of all. If I stopped performing, who would I even be? What's left when all the masks are removed? When all the pretenses are dropped? When all the carefully constructed facades are stripped away? What's really there? And you know, deep down you know, there is this real person hiding under all of that. There is this authentic self that you have been suppressing your whole life because you were told it wasn't good enough. You were told wasn't smart enough, wasn't pretty enough, wasn't successful enough, wasn't cool enough, wasn't popular enough, wasn't enough, etc. And here's the thing, that authentic self, that real self that you have been hiding, that self is the only thing that matters. That self is the only thing that's real. Everything else is just a costume. Everything else is just a facade. Everything else is just a way of surviving in a world that doesn't seem to value authenticity, that actively punish for you for being real. And people notice. They might not say it. They might not even realize it consciously. But they notice when you are real. They notice when you are genuine. They notice when you are showing up as yourself, because it's so rare. It's so unusual. It's so different from the way everyone else moves through the world. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've probably experienced it yourself. You are in a situation where someone is being completely authentic. They are speaking from the heart, they are being vulnerable, they are being real. And there's this shift in the room, this energy change, this sense that something significant is happening, something meaningful, something that matters. And then someone else speaks, and they are just performing, they are using that practiced voice, that polished delivery, that carefully crafted persona, and the energy changes again. It deflates, it becomes that flat, dead, lifeless. You can feel the difference. Everyone can feel the difference, but most people don't acknowledge it, because acknowledging it would mean acknowledging that they are performing too, that they have been performing this whole time, that their own authenticity has been compromised. But you know, you've always known, you've always been able to see through the bullshit. You've always been able to sense when someone is real and when someone is just playing a part. You've always been able to feel the difference between genuine connection and transactional interaction. Yeah, you've always been able to distinguish between a real conversation and a script dialogue. And it's lonely. Yeah, it's lonely. It's so lonely because you see the truth. You see the truth of people, of who people are, not who they pretend to be. You see the truth of situations, not the comfortable fiction everyone else prefers. You see the truth of relationships, not the idealized version people present on social media. No, the truth, the real one. And you are the only one seeing it. That's the hardest part. You are the only one in the room who is awake. You are the only one who isn't completely deluded by the collective fantasy everyone else is living in. You are the only one who sees that the empire has no clothes. And sometimes you feel like you're losing your mind, because everyone around you is acting like things are fine, like everything makes sense, like they have it all figured out. And you're sitting there thinking, how do you not see it? How do you not see that this is all a lie? How do you not see that we are all just making it up as we go along? How do you not see that no one actually knows what they are doing? But they don't see it. Or maybe they do. And they are just too scared to admit it. Because admitting it would mean facing the terrifying truth that nobody is in control, that nobody has all the answers, that nobody really knows what they are doing, that we're all just stumbling through life pretending to have it together. So they keep performing, they keep pretending, they keep holding up this facade, because the alternative is too frightening to comprehend, contemplate. The alternative is facing the truth that they are just as lost as everyone else, the truth that they don't have it all figured out, the truth that they have been faking it this whole time. But you've already faced that truth. You've already accepted accepted that you don't have it all figured out. You've already admitted to yourself that you are just making it up as you go along. You've already embraced the beautiful, terrifying mess of being human. You've already stopped pretending to be something you're not. You are the only one in the room who is okay with not knowing. You are the only one who is willing to say, I don't know, but I'm going to figure it out. And that's why they can't handle you. That's why they dismiss you. That's why they judge you. That's why they try to silence you. Because you are a threat. You are a threat to the comfortable illusion they've constructed. You are a threat to the carefully maintained order of their fake world. You are a threat to the carefully crafted personas they've invested so much time and energy in maintaining. You are real. And realness is dangerous. Realness is disruptive. Realness is revolutionary. Yeah, revolution. Realness exposes the lies that everyone else is living. And that's uncomfortable. That's deeply, profoundly uncomfortable. So they try to shut you up. They try to silence you. They try to dismiss you. They try to gaslight you. They try to make you feel like you are the problem, like you're the one who's broken, like you're the one who doesn't fit in, like you are the one needs to change. And for a long time, you believed them, yeah. For a long time, you tried to be someone you're not. You tried to be more like them, more performative, more polished, more fake. You tried to mute yourself, dim your light, your beautiful light, extraordinary light, make yourself more acceptable, more ordinary. But it never worked, because you cannot pretend to be something you are not. Not really, not for very long. Eventually, the real you starts to push through, starts to break through all the layers of bullshit, starts to demand to be seen, starts to demand to be heard. And eventually, you gave up trying to be someone else. Eventually, you realize that the only way to be truly happy was to be yourself, unapologetically, completely, stubbornly yourself. And that's when everything changed. That's when you stopped seeking validation from people who would never validate you anyway. Yes, that's when you stopped trying to fit in with people who would never truly accept you. That's when you stopped performing for an audience that wasn't even paying attention, to tell the truth. That's when you started living for yourself, started being yourself, started honoring yourself. And it was terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying, because when you stop performing, how should I put this? Well, when you stop performing, you risk losing everything. You risk losing friends. You risk losing relationships. You risk losing your job. You risk losing your status, your money. You risk losing everything you've built. But here is what happens when you take that risk. When you stop performing, you start attracting the right people. You start attracting people who appreciate your authenticity, people who value your realness, people who want to connect with you, not with the persona you've constructed. People who want to know you, not the curated version of you that you've been showing the world. And the people who leave, the people who cannot handle your authenticity, the people who are threatened by your realness, you know the answer. They were not your people anyway. They were just your audience. They were just people you were performing for. They were just relationships built on a foundation of pretense and illusion. And when the illusion crumbles, the relationship crumbles with it. But that's okay. I swear you, that's okay. That's more than okay. Because the relationships that survive, the friendship that endured, the connections that deepen, those are real, those are genuine, those are built on a foundation of truth and authenticity. Those are relationships that actually matter, that actually sustain you, that actually make your life better. And that's what I want to leave you with. That's what I want to plant in your heart. You're not the problem. You never were. You were the only one who was real, the only one who wasn't performing, the only one who wasn't pretending, the only one who wasn't willing to participate in some stupid games, the only one who was willing to be vulnerable, the only one who was willing to be honest, the only one who was willing to be truly themselves. And yes, it was lonely. Yes, it was painful. Yeah, yes, it was exhausting. But it was also beautiful. In some ways, it was also meaningful. It was also the most important thing you could ever be. Because your truth is a gift. Your truth is a revolution. Your truth is a shock to everyone who's been living a lie. Your truth is the thing that will set you free. And maybe, just maybe, it will set other people free too. Maybe your courage to be real will inspire others to stop performing. Maybe your willingness to be authentic will give others permission to do the same. Maybe your truth will be the catalyst that changes everything. So keep being real, keep being yourself, keep refusing to play the game, keep refusing to perform, keep refusing to pretend, because the world doesn't need more people who are good at pretending. No, the world needs more people who are brave enough to be real. The world needs more people like you. And if anyone tries to make you feel bad about that, if anyone tries to make you feel like you are too much, too intense, or not enough, remember this. Remember that they are just scared. They are scared of the truth you represent. They are scared of the mirror you are holding up. They are scared of what they might see if they ever stopped performing long enough to look at themselves honestly. But you don't have to be scared. You have already faced the truth. You've already accepted who you are, honored who you are. You've already stopped running from reality. You are already free. And that freedom is the most powerful thing you could ever possess. That freedom is the thing that cannot be taken away from you. That freedom is the thing that makes you unstoppable. So, let them be surrounded by idiots. Let them be surrounded by people who are just performing. Let them be surrounded by people who are faking it. Let them be surrounded by people who are pretending to have it all figured out. You know the truth. And the truth is your greatest weapon. Your truth is your liberation. Your truth is your home. Your home. And now they are realizing it too. They are realizing, they are finally seeing what's been right in front of them this whole time. They are realizing that they were surrounded by, they are realizing that you were the only one who was real. They are realizing that your truth was a shock to everyone. And you are just living your life, being yourself, being real, being free. And that's the most beautiful thing you could ever be.